What?
Okay. Hi, Four Pines community. How are we doing this Thursday of our first snow here in New Hampshire? Well, at least the first one that stuck to the ground at all. We have a new face here with us tonight. This is Christiane, and she is from Wags and Wiggles. And in just a few minutes, she's going to talk with us about why she's here and what Four Pines Quilting and Wags and Wiggles are going to do together over the Giving Tuesday. I just wanted to share a few pieces of shop news and thank yous before we dive into that conversation.
Absolutely.
All right. So we want to thank Sharon Miller-Dombrowski from Creative Solutions for Nonprofits for sparking the idea to create the collaboration between Four Pines Quilting and Wags and Wiggles. She shared the concept of Giving Tuesday with me, and it sparked an idea in me to do something with Four Pines. And then she shared that Wags and Wiggles would be a worthy recipient of our Giving Tuesday efforts. And also, Jim Langhans from Sight and Sound Solutions in the Upper Valley came and looked at our YouTube studio today, but also looked at the shop and is going to help us get some peaceful and wonderful music integrated in some nice speakers out there so that our environment and Milu in the shop gets a little bit more friendly. So thank you, Jim, for coming to do that with us. Danny and Lynn polished up the classroom, checked in all of our Luminaire machines and their parts and pieces and organized it all, and it looks beautiful there. It did not look beautiful when I was done with moving stuff around in the front of the shop. It all just kind of came back to the classroom and exploded in there. So thank you, Danny and Lynn, for spending your day putting that back together. And thank you, Eddie, for keeping our machine repairs and long arming services going. But more importantly, thank you, Eddie, for being patient with me as I learn how to long arm. I don't think Eddie signed up to be a teacher of someone who has as many questions as I do, but he's doing a great job being patient with me. And we're going to show you the first one that I finished tonight. And thank you, Brenda, for making the shop samples so that I can practice long arming. And we appreciate all that you do here at Four Pines. And Becky for creating our mug rug class that's going to be coming up soon. And I really appreciate all of you and everything that you do. And I forgot Alan. Alan is reinforcing our fabric shelves and adding bigger lips so that when a bolt tips over, it doesn't come tumbling down at you. So safety first. Alan's going to fix that all up for us. Lots and lots of thank yous to the whole community for the support and the love that you're showing as we keep this shop alive and growing. And big news, the second long arm is back up and running. We actually have a quilt on it right now as we speak, so we can now expand even more the quilting services that we're offering over the holidays. So if you've got those quilt tops hanging out, getting ready for Christmas, bring them in. We want to get those long armed for you. And I'm learning so I can help Eddie keep those moving. And then the whole reason that Christiane is here, right? That's going to be the bulk of our show tonight, talking about Giving Tuesday and Wags and Wiggles and what we're doing with that. As I said, Christiane is from Wags and Wiggles. She's their executive director. And I would love for you to tell us, because you're the expert, about Wags and Wiggles and what it's all about. And we can go from there.
Absolutely. So Wags and Wiggles Rescue, we're located right in Newport, New Hampshire, and we've been around since 2017 with a storefront as of 2020 in Newport.
A storefront?
Yes, we have a storefront,
Cool.
an adoption center.
How cool.
And, it's just been wonderful becoming part of the Newport community, surrounding communities, and really touching the lives of people in numerous states and different locations. And we try to lead with positivity in all that we do, and really connecting disadvantaged dogs with people who really could use
The
another
companionship.
friend. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. So, with this Giving Tuesday and the giving season coming up, a lot of nonprofits are struggling, and we're all trying to help the best way that we can.
Yeah.
And so by having these events and partnering with organizations, especially local organizations who are just excited and they're just willing to help, it's really beneficial to everyone involved. And we can't save everybody, but we really focus on saving one set of paws at a time.
Yeah. And the ones you do save, it makes the world of difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
As a former registered nurse, I understand that
Yes.
balance.
Yes.
For sure.
Understand.
For sure.
Yeah.
So Sharon Miller-Dombrowski had shared with me that Wags and Wiggles was doing all of this great work and could really use a boost in their resources this season. And Giving Tuesday is about the concept of corporate social responsibility and using the resources of for-profit organizations to help non-profit organizations. I think I understand that correctly. All right, wonderful. And so Sharon brainstormed with me about what Four Pines Quilting could do to help support Wags and Wiggles with the help of our community. So we have some really exciting things that we're going to do. We're going to donate 1% of our sales from November 28th through December 3rd, I think is that Sunday.
I believe so, yes.
Right?
Yep.
So November 28th to December 3rd, everything that gets purchased through Four Pines Quilting, whether it's online, on the Etsy store, or in our shop here in person, 1% of that is going to go directly over to Wags and Wiggles to do the work that you do. And I know that you know where you need that. So
Absolutely.
so we know that that'll be good. We're also going to have a donation box here in the shop where folks can donate cleaning supplies, which is what Sharon shared is one of your great needs right now. So tell us more about what people can put in the box.
Absolutely. And I think the concept of donations, whether big or small, helps. So whether it's a jar of peanut butter and that's where you're able to contribute, or if it's a larger monetary amount, all of it is used.
Yes.
And so we're constantly cleaning with vinegar and bleach and fragrance-free laundry detergent because we have a dog in house. Cairo, who's been with us for 3 years, is a sensitive soul and really needs that fragrance-free stuff. And those types of things, and bones and treats and all of those things that people love to buy, and toys. And so, but those cleaning supplies are very important. As you can imagine, we clean a lot. 10 dogs in house.
They don't
usually.
all come completely housebroken and clean
You know,
and ready to go.
most of them do, but dogs are messy, and 10 dogs in a smaller space definitely requires some cleaning, and we have a standard of cleaning that we uphold. And so we want to make sure that we can continue to do that, especially during the busy holiday season when people are constantly asking us for help.
Okay. So should those cleaning supplies be the focus, or should we come up with a list that we could post on our Facebook page to remind people of what to bring in? Is it more than just the cleaning supplies that we should receive in that donations box?
Definitely the cleaning supplies are great.
Okay.
And we love those too, but we also know that people like to have fun.
Right.
So, sometimes we'll get 3 bottles of bleach and then a bunch of toys, because who doesn't want to buy toys?
Okay.
So I think just kind of playing to what people really want to give as well, and including that in the list will help people really decide.
Balance
and especially people with kids. I mean, buying bleach is not that exciting, but if they can buy dogs some toys or some bones or something like that.
Depending on the family
value.
history. I mean,
Right.
How OCD are we?
Exactly. So if cleaning supplies are your thing, that's great. But, we are open to other things to just make the dogs happy while they're with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can collaborate on making
Absolutely.
people aware of what to put in the box. Sounds like peanut butter is an option too.
Peanut butter is always an option.
Okay.
And
It's good
whipped cream and all those good stuff.
Okay, all
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
I love that. So in addition to the donation box for the fun stuff, the cleaning supplies, the necessary things, the peanut butter, we're going to have a cash donation box on the register space where you can make a donation, big or small, to Wags and Wiggles. And if you make a donation into that cash box during the month of December, you'll get to pick an ornament off of our giving tree, which will have a treat for you. So it'll be things from, a free fat quarter, or pick from a basket of notions and take a treat home for you. And we're really brainstorming hard about what the golden ticket is going to be that's going to be hidden in one of those ornaments that's going to be worth making the donation. So
For sure. Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. We don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be amazing. Eddie, you sound like you've got a question.
Well, Becky says she misses the flower.
Oh no. Oh, Four Pines community, what have I done?
And she also said for Sharon to talk to her for another corporate sponsorship.
Okay, wonderful. I will put you in touch with Sharon, Becky, and you'll let me know later which Becky that is.
It's Becky.
Becky. Okay. Mugrug Becky. Mugrug Becky. Okay, I'll make that connection for sure. So the giving tree will be for cash donations. And I will make sure I have a flower in my hair next week. That's the flower that's missing. I always have a flower in my hair. This morning was a bit of a hair on fire moment for me.
That's fair.
I spent the evening in the emergency room last night. I did something and developed pain in a way that felt like it could be musculoskeletal or could be cardiac.
Okay.
And called a couple of my nurse friends who
As you
said,
should.
yeah, you should find out if it's
Yeah.
cardiac. Thank you, Jan Bednarski, for making me go get checked out. There was a little bit of elevation in one lab at the start that cleared up by the end. It was, in fact, musculoskeletal. And I put my my little pain relieving stuff on, and I'm good to go today.
Perfect.
But I missed the flower in the process of having a slightly off morning. All right, and then in order to help boost those sales so that 1% is as impactful as it can be,
Sure.
we're going to have during the month of December and launching during that first week where the 1% of sales are going to Wags and Wiggles, the sample sale. So all of our shop sample quilts that we no longer have the fabric lines for, beautiful quilts, giftable, ready to go. You know, if you've run out of time to do your own quilting before the holidays but need some gifts, those are going to be there. Or if you just need a quilt to snuggle up with on the couch, those are going to be there. We've got big ones, we've got small ones, we've got table runners, we've got bench pillow covers. And I wish I knew how to integrate photographs with our YouTube. Eddie, can we do that?
Like I put a photograph on the
Like a
screen?
picture in the picture kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll figure that out for next week so that I can show you the big thing that's happening with the sample sale, because we got permission from the creator of the macaw quilt that's on the back wall of our classroom, which everybody comes in and oohs and ahs over, to be part of that sample sale.
It's Judy Niemeyer, right?
It is a Judy Niemeyer, yes. It's macaw, it's paper pieced, it's rainbow, it's compass, it's delicious. We will get a picture up there for you, or I'll put it up on Facebook somewhere so that you know how amazing that is going to be involved in our sample sale. Priced accordingly, but definitely an amazing opportunity for someone to have a fabulous quilt in their life. I can see it over there. That's why I keep looking over in that direction. So the sample sale will be going on during that 1% sale week. And then we're going to have a workshop to make collar slides.
I'm so excited.
Tell us why collar slides are fun.
Are we talking about the bow ties that
Yes.
can be made?
So it's a little ribbon or fabric bow that slides onto the dog's collar. Yes.
So bow ties are very important in rescue work in general. And so, we really love to make the dogs feel fancy, and if a bow tie can be made, it shall be worn.
Okay.
And so we really feel strongly about that. And so we would love you to just come and make some bow ties for your forever friends, and they're great for holiday gifts or anything really.
Yeah. So we have the luminaires in the classroom here, and I'm going to work in the background before that workshop to figure out a really simple, friendly way to build those in the hoop on the luminaire out of different fabrics, different ribbons, different threads, so that people can really customize them and make them their own.
That's great.
People will, hopefully, if I can figure this out right, will be able to put their forever friends' names on the bow ties, or if they're a baseball family, they could put a baseball on the bow tie. If they're a swimming family, they could put waves.
Sure.
Yeah, so they can really be customizable with our machines. And we'll have folks on hand who can help learn how to use the machine to make them. Our hope with that workshop is that you will come and make one for your home forever friend, and also make at least one to send for the rescue dogs to feel fancy at Wags and Wiggles.
Absolutely, we're so
that's
excited.
The plan. That's
Absolutely.
the plan. And then a less smiley topic, but still important,
Yes.
And very impactful, is talking about the memorials that we might be able to partner with on our mission with your community. So I'll let you talk about that.
Absolutely. So anybody who has loved a dog or animal in general, they've crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And it's a season of loss right now for a lot of people, whether it's human or canine or any type of animal. And so we really want to celebrate that. And a way to help people is to talk about it and to invite them to a space that's safe in order to create something that will remind them of their loved one, and also give back to an organization that helps dogs, and really just come together as a community. So taking photos of your loved ones, and putting them on something, memorializing them, whether it be a blanket that's very special, or something along those lines. To be able to do that is really unique. It's a great gift for yourself, for other people, and I'm looking forward to seeing what people create and what they bring in. and just sharing their stories. That's so important, right? And so we share the stories of the dogs that continue to live, but it's equally as important to talk about those that have impacted us and are no longer.
And stay in our hearts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. We had a recent loss in our family, so that's why it's a little hard for me, but good to talk about.
Yes, absolutely.
So what we're going to do with that, our Luminaire machines are capable of turning photographs into embroidery patterns. And we haven't worked out all of the details of this workshop yet. It'll probably be a relatively low cost workshop to come participate in, with part or all of the cost of that workshop going back to Wags and Wiggles. If it's a successful one-time workshop, we could make it a recurring opportunity
Absolutely.
for people to come and have that safe space to
Sure.
talk about their missing pieces of their heart and create those memorial pieces.
Absolutely.
So that's that piece. Tell us about the quirkiest dog that's come through lately.
We have Bentley.
Okay.
Anyone who's watching this is probably laughing who's met him. He has been with us since 2021.
But he's not the fragrance-free dog.
No, that's Cairo. He's different.
Okay.
He's a little bougie. We love him. But no, just Bentley is quirky. He came to us in 2021, some type of lab husky Malinois looking mix, and he went home to a family and unfortunately had to be returned after an extended period of time with this family. And so we've become his family, and, he works with phenomenal volunteers, so we'll take him home, and trainers, etc. But he's just a giant weirdo, and we just love him. He won't step in wet grass, but he will easily go swimming. It's the weirdest thing. Wet grass could kill him, but
Yes.
Good swimming hole, and he'll go right up to his chest, like he owns the
I can
place.
relate.
It's strange.
I just shared with the Four Pines community a couple of days ago, the smaller part of the community, that I don't like my food to touch on my plate until I take a bite, and then I take a little bit of everything in each bite.
Okay.
So I understand Bentley's struggle
Yes.
with wet grass and swimming.
Yes.
Yeah, he sounds like my spirit dog.
Yeah, absolutely. He's everyone's spirit dog. So dogs like Bentley are just unique, and we're glad to have him while he's with us. And we're continuing to push to find him a forever home.
Yeah. We were hoping that there was a small pup that could visit here with us, but
Everyone's
they've
so big.
all well, not just big, but everybody's pending adoption right now.
We have been incredibly
So.
busy. October and November have just been amazing, and just a ton of support and interest in dogs that we have been trying to share their stories within the community, because we know how special they are to us. And sharing their stories, and that just because a dog is in a shelter longer than what is normal doesn't mean there's anything wrong.
Right.
It just means that they need some time, we
haven't
need some
found their
time, and
person.
exactly, they have to
Yeah.
find their people and in general. And so it's just important.
Yeah.
For sure. But we're emptying out. We'll never empty out completely. The need is great. Whether it's people relinquishing locally or from the southern states, it's going to be here for a long time. So we do the best that we can with the resources we have.
Well, what I know so far about Wags and Wiggles is that you do an amazing job with
Thank
what
you.
you have, not
Thank
just
you.
the best that you can.
Yeah. We definitely try to.
Yeah, absolutely. Eddie, where are we for time?
Oh, it's 6:18.
Oh, 6:18. Wow, we went super fast.
I know.
So let's take a little bit of time
Absolutely.
and tell us what are the things that our community can help connect to your community. So beyond what we're doing here fiscally, what are the resources that Wags and Wiggles really needs right now?
At this point, we are looking for expansion. So we have been on a trajectory for growth since 2017, going from a small home to then the garage of someone's home to a storefront in 2020. And now that storefront, although feels like home, is now meant to grow and be bigger. And we would love a space where we can continue to support the work that we do, support our community, and have a place for the dogs to run and play. Most of us are avid hikers, and we go out and do those things with the dogs, but there's nothing like just letting them out and going run and play and things like that. So that's our next phase as we start a capital campaign and really push to have that the next what does Wags and Wiggles look like in the next 10 to 20 years?
Very cool.
And we plan on being around.
I
Absolutely.
love that. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
so, what we're looking for now is volunteers. We have a phenomenal group of volunteers. I can't do the work that we do without them. And there's growing pains, and there's different opinions, and there are some days where you want to pull your hair out.
Oh, yes,
but
from
in
the roots.
such a positive way, right? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the struggles that you have when I'm leaving the building and the volunteers are saying goodnight to the dogs. And it's individualized, and they're making sure that they're tucked in, and they have water and toys, and the laundry's all done, and the floors are clean, and they genuinely care.
Yeah.
Because I care and
Yeah.
our community cares.
Yeah.
And so really looking to grow our volunteer base, and just having more volunteers, and also our board. Our board is small and mighty, and we're always looking for people who are in a growth mindset, who have worked with boards before, have been on boards before, who understand that there is a growth in motion that needs to be supported, and it's an all hands on deck approach. And so that's what we're really looking forward to. So we have some phenomenal volunteers who are remote, who assist us with the website.
Yep. We have one of those here. She actually
Yeah.
does come into the store sometimes, but
Yeah.
she much prefers to work in the background, and she's an angel, and our Four Pines wouldn't run without her in the background.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. We are very blessed to have people who do that, and it's not something I'm strong with, so I really appreciate that. And what takes someone 5 minutes could take me 50, so why
Yeah.
not resource and
Yeah.
use those resources
Yeah.
and outsource as much
Everybody
as you can.
has strengths.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're looking to do, and just continuing to partner with businesses and just sharing our story and working with businesses and highlighting the work that the businesses do in the community, because we couldn't do anything without their support. And so we have a great group of events coming up in 2024, and really just partnering in new ways. And it's just an exciting time to be in rescue when rescue is just continuously overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And so it's good to be in a positive space and mindset during this growth period.
Yeah. So can I ask you a few more questions?
I would love that.
Okay. So in our family, we have this concept called golden anchor, where you take a magical golden anchor and attach it to an unbreakable thread, and you have an unbreakable way to attach that thread to you, and you throw that golden anchor out into the future, knowing that unbreakable thread is there, and you put on that golden anchor the perfect place for Wags and Wiggles, the space that would give you the next leg of your journey.
Sure.
You talked about having a place for the dogs to go out and run. I'm assuming you would want it to be somewhere local to stay here in this community within Newport or nearby. But what else would be on that golden anchor of that space? What seeds can we plant in the community's mind about what we want to be looking for that?
We would love a space to welcome the community that is just the community. Right now, when people come in, the dogs are barking, it's kind of loud, so we have to step outside to have those conversations. And just safety in mind, we want to make sure that the dogs are advocated for when people come into our space. So a space where it's just for humans to come in, and then maybe bringing a dog in one at a time, etc. So that would be lovely. Okay. And also, we would like to have a room for a mom and her puppies. Okay. And that's what's missing now. We often get calls for pregnant moms to come, and we don't know how many puppies we're going to be accommodating, and it would be nice to have a quiet room with its own outdoor space for a mom and her puppies, so she can just go from a situation that may not be the best to loved unconditionally by all of us to having her puppies and then having them go.
A labor and delivery suite.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So yes, a little L&D is totally fine. Two healthcare people talking. So that's what we see, and we also envision continuing to have a place where there's trails close by, which, we're lucky enough in Newport to connect to the rail trail system or the forest systems in New London. And so to have a place in between where we have some land that isn't commercialized and there are not a ton of neighbors, and just where we can be. Yeah. And we can be open to the public on a regular basis and just be in a better space.
Okay.
And so that's what we see, and just a big fenced-in backyard, so the dogs can run and play, and a lot of places that are really large where the dogs don't have that outlet, then the dogs tend to be cited for behavioral issues and things
Right.
like that. And
Right.
ultimately, it's not the case. They haven't had an outlet, or their outlet is 15 minutes twice a day.
Right.
And so our dogs are very lucky
Yeah.
that they get to go out for long walks on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Plus, there are volunteers who come in 4 to 5 times a day for shifts. And so they're very lucky, but we can do better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And from a volunteer perspective, what's do you have any sort of minimum commitment? Do you have any kind of like special skill sets that you need in your volunteer pool right now?
First and foremost, it's addictive. Once you start,
I can totally
Once
see
you
that. It's
start-
like when they let you sit in the NICU and rock the babies,
yes,
right?
exactly.
yes,
like once
yes.
you start, you're not leaving.
Okay, okay.
And that's okay. And that's
Okay.
okay. So we really want 1 shift a month.
Okay.
Really commit to 1 shift a month.
For the consistency.
Absolutely, absolutely. When we have multiple shifts a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, our shelter is never empty on purpose. And thus everybody's home, either in foster care or whatever the case may be. So having the volunteers there is huge. And so the skill set would be dog savvy and dog friendly.
Okay.
The dogs can jump and be dogs
Yeah.
and slobber and do all of the things that I personally love, but not everybody likes that, right? And so, if you struggle with those things, we may not be the best for you in-house. But we can definitely have opportunities.
Maybe
with
that's a
events
board member
and a
option
board
or
member,
event
exactly,
planning or
exactly
yeah,
reference checks, all of those things.
Okay.
Any type of vetting. We have an amazing group of volunteers who do reference checks remotely, which is really helpful to me as well. So yeah, that's
It sounds amazing. I think when the shop starts running a little bit more smoothly, when I'm not in the first 2 months,
we'll
6
find you
months.
in a kennel.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah,
That's
yeah. You
fine.
might just, or maybe even before it starts running smoothly, I'll just need to go curl up in a kennel with Bentley and have some spirit communication.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited
Yeah.
about the partnership, and I
Same.
see so many fireworks going off in my brain about ways that we can continue that partnership moving forward, not just the Giving Tuesday campaign that we talked about. And I think this is going to be great for both communities, giving the quilting community an outlet to create things for,
Yes.
we might have some dog toy patterns going on those.
I
on
love
those
creative
embroidery
people.
machines.
I am definitely in awe of anyone who has creativity in any realm.
I think you're selling yourself short. I think you have creativity in a realm. It's not a realm of fabric or yarn.
Correct.
But it is
Correct.
in a realm of doing amazing things for
Yes.
beautiful souls.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I would give yourself credit for that creativity.
Thank
I
you.
would encourage you. How are we now, Eddie?
6:27.
27. So we have a little bit of time for you to check comments and questions to see if there's anything we should respond to.
Becky says we need golden anchors for all our necklaces.
Ah, golden anchors.
And
Okay.
you never showed off your quilt.
Oh, you're
Yes.
right. So, I don't know how close we want to look. Do you mind helping me hold it up?
I do not mind.
We could probably drape it
Just
across the
like-
counter too. I'm really short, so I'm
I
going to
know.
stand
Show
on
our
the
height
stool. Yeah,
differences?
here we
Yeah.
No, I'm on the stool. I'm not going down where I'm 4'10" anymore. So Brenda made us this shop
soft.
sample of the Benertex Wild Garden. How we doing? We got a good...
There we go.
This is the class that's running December 2nd and December 9th from 9 to 3. We have 7 spots in that class, unless registrations happen today that I missed. And this is the first quilt that, with as little involvement of Eddie as possible, I did by myself. He still had to get involved, believe me, answering questions and helping me. But that's the front. And I've been told that this was a little bit crazy, but the first one I did was on Cuddle Minky. Apparently that's harder. I don't ever do things the easy way.
That's fine.
So there's the back of this deliciousness. Still have a little bit of picking to do to get the basting stitches out and all of that, but I think it came out pretty well. I'm pleased. Lots to learn, but it seems like a good place to start.
Absolutely.
Do we miss anything else, Eddie? Eddie keeps us on track.
They're saying they like the quilt.
Nice.
Good.
Dan, Danny said Old Bank next to Dad's Drive-In, across from Walking Bridge and Trails on Sunapee Street.
Oh, as a possible home for Wags and Wiggles. Can we review the comments later, or do they disappear when the show's over?
I think
Well, we know how to get a hold of Danny.
There you go.
She's our background angel that keeps everything running.
we love
Inventory
that.
website. Mm-hmm. Yep, she's awesome.
She's amazing.
Janet Bednarski says it's a beautiful quilt.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you for making me go to the ER last night. Well, anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think.
So should we do the sign off? I think it might be time.
I think so.
Okay. So tell me when we've got the camera back. You good?
You good?
Come see us at Four Pines Quilting, where souls are fed with needle and thread.